No wonder.
Yeah, no, so let's take so we are in the verse number 184. Let's take a look. Being permeated by resident habit by beginningless time, Tathagata is called alaya. From its day is the birth and death and realization of the nibbana. So class, remember, we just finished two systems to talk about the establishment of the karma and the eradication of the karma. So number one is the madhyamaka, second is the alaya, third is the Tathāgatagarbha. So for Tathāgatagarbha here, he mentioned to us that in certain stages, once you are liberated, then if you are have to say, if you are covered by the defilement, you will be named as the alaya. Okay, but if one or all defilement gone already, have been purified already, then you are Tathāgatagarbha. Okay, so that is the we learned in the previous lesson. Okay, class, basically, then you see, once you free from it, is a realization of nirvana. Okay, basically, let me tell you, who is adopting the Tathāgatagarbha. Number one is the Tibetan, it's the secret school. Secret school. Nowadays, if let's say you learn from Surangama's tradition, and also the Chinese secretive school, they are all is under the Tathāgatagarbha. So they will say that originally we are perfect with all the value of the Buddha. So now we try to just remove all the defilement. So that is the tradition that apply. But if let's say you try to learn the vipassana, for example, if you get the concept from the emptiness, emptiness is from Nagarjuna. Nowadays the meditation still using breaking all the panyati, all the concept is Pao Sayadaw method. So their Pao Sayadaw method is quite similar, quite close to the Madhyamaka. Okay, so remember, whereas for the alaya, this school is we call it as Yogacara Bhumi. So far, I still cannot quote you example. I think maybe they are no more in the market already. So I let you know. So once you go to learn, they will start to tell you the perception is in this way. So you can have a try. Okay. So the definition for the wisdom and nibbana might be different for the madhyamaka and also for the Tathāgatagarbha. Basically, they are mutually criticized each other. So for the madhyamaka, they thought they are the best. Okay, so maybe the Tathāgatagarbha just is a expedient upaya only. Whereas for the Tathāgatagarbha, they thought, we are the best. So the madhyamaka, there's a possibility that everything, they empty everything, maybe they even empty the nibbana. So that is the they over emptying the thing already. It could be go to annihilation. Okay, so there will be different school. So no need to bother. So you just choose and just follow and see, and then you judge yourself. Maybe through the meditation. If you cannot judge through the words, to the sutra itself by itself, just try your meditation method. Then you can choose from yourself. Okay, now let's further to the second paragraph. So here you mentioned Tathāgatagarbha is found in the aggregate, the element and the essences. Okay. Then lastly, let's take a look. You see okay, the true mind system, real heart and mind, and should not be mistaken for the mind in general. We don't remember the Tathāgatagarbha itself is not the mind itself. That's a different thing. Now we go to the next paragraph. Yeah, Elena, your turn to read, please.
The Abhidhamma Mahayana Sutra says, from beginningless time, all things have relied on the realm from which the existence of various transmigratory states and the realization of nirvana arise. This realm is Tathāgatagarbha and is also alaya consciousness. The connection between these two is as follows. Although the inherent nature of Tathāgatagarbha is pure, from beginningless time it has been permeated by the false and defiled residual habits of meaningless elaboration, which are then called alaya consciousness. Just as the vast sky, when covered by floating clouds, become neither bright nor clear, the content of the alaya consciousness has a true form, tathāgatagarbha, and a karmic form, permitted by meaningless elaboration. The union of these two is alaya. In Asanga and Vasubuntu teaching of mere consciousness, such an explanation would be difficult to believe or understand. But in this system, the alaya consciousness exists on the basis of tathāgatagarbha. Originating from the defiled seeds of this alaya consciousness, in which the karmic form is not separate from the true form of tathāgatagarbha, are various states of existence within the transmigrations of birth and death. Since the tathāgatagarbha is eternal, immutable, and inseparable from birth and death, it can be said to transmigrate through various states of existence. This can be compared to empty space being square in a square vessel and round in a round vessel. Moreover, because of the true form of alaya consciousness, tathāgatagarbha has an inseparable and undifferentiated pure nature. This form is not embraced by alaya consciousness, but by the Dhamma realm. The Yogacara teaching of the faultless seed is similar. Although this teaching is in accord with scriptures, saying that the faultless seed is the same as the condition, arising and extinction, does contradict them.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's try to digest this 3 paragraphs. Tama, please once to finish highlight. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so class, let's take a look. So that is the point. Class, take a look. So this is the sky, and then you're able to see the cloud. So for the analogy, Tathāgatagarbha is the cloud. No, Tathāgatagarbha is the sky. So the cloud is all the karmic form. Once you both mix up together, the sky and the cloud both mix up together, Tathāgatagarbha and the karmic mix together, it becomes a alaya. So meaning to say, now we see this is the alaya. Once we remove all the cloud, all the karmic, so it will become the sky only. So the sky itself is the Tathāgatagarbha. See, you see, no? But this is how it's so simple for us. But he said, if according to the mere school, the original of the mere school, which is the Vasupandu, and also the Vasupandu and also Asanga, it's quite hard for them to believe because this is the mixture already. They are using their own way, Alaya school, to explain in their own way. You see, so that is the mixture already. So here a few things to talk about. You see, basically we explain to people that so this is the sky. So the sky. But from the beginningless of the time, we don't know where it starts. Somehow the cloud come. So he said the reason is due to the meaningless elaboration. Okay, please again highlight. This is not English. You call it as what? Ignorance. Okay, ignorance. So due to the ignorance, then all the karmic form come. And then we start to reincarnate already. Okay, so even though Tathāgatagarbha is the best way compare the other systems, the best way to explain to the Buddhahood, but people always will ask, so is that the case when it start all the cloud come, right? No, you say then if let's say the cloud gone already, will they come back again? So this is quite hard not to explain because once you go to we talk about the Tathāgatagarbha, this is the ultimate truth. Basically, ultimate truth, they are free from time and space. They are timeless and the spaceless. All the conventional truth, including all the language. So you are using the language to explain something there is without language. It's very hard. We are limited. So that's why if people they are not sincerely asking you, please don't reply them because it will be endless one. Am I right? They say, when will the cloud come? Then all this will be endless. So they must have a right purpose to ask you. Then you really entertain them or do the entertain because because endless one the question. So when you got explanation, you should stop questioning. You should start meditate and do the other ways to clear all the cloud already. Okay, so class, let's take a look. So here a few things. Number one is the Abhidhamma Mahayana Sutra. Let's take a look. Abhidhamma Mahayana Sutra. So people maybe thought Mahayana is the Mahayana, Abhidhamma is the Abhidhamma. So that's the combination. Meaning to say that in this sutra, the Mahayana text will be composed like Abhidhamma. Because the way Abhidhamma put is a lot of definition, a lot of classification, a lot of technical, something like that. It's just like a law book. So Sally, are you still scary for the law book or not until now? Scary or not? On the mic, scary. On the mic, Sally.
I don't really go through the law books.
No problem. You will go through later on because after this, we go to Abhidhamma. Abhidhamma is just like a law book. As requested by Mr. Lin. No, it's like a law book. Abhidhamma is the combination of the law, statistics, accountancy. The standard is about upper 6 above. If you don't have the standard, you say yeah. But anyway, if you talk about the authenticity and the systematic, you have to go through Abhidhamma. This is the toughest. Once you've gone through it, maybe you don't want to go to the Dhamma talk already general because a lot of story there. You are they're not attractive. I mean, it is not attractive to you already. Okay. So for me, I think I'm not suitable for Abhidhamma rather than storytelling. So people want to think about the story, better go to other Dhamma master. I think Master Xing Yun or Hai Tao Faster, they can talk story very well, right? Am I right? Here, no story, just the facts only. But you still stay back. Meaning to say you fit me lah, right or not? Then you can stay back together lah. But Chinese class got more people fit me lah. Here still not many lah. Maybe they look for other option already. Okay, so we'll go through that. So Abhidhamma Mahayana, but we won't go through this text. So he says here, from the beginningless time, all things have relied on the RAM. What does it mean, the RAM? And the RAM means the 5 aggregate or the stuff, the RAM, from which the existence of various transmigratory state. Various transmigratory state, meaning to say there's a 6 RAM, and the realization of Nibbana arise. So meaning to say, we don't know when it started time, so we rely on the RAM. So meaning to say that how should I put it? Rely on the RAM from which it existed. So the RAM is so important for the transmigratory and the realization of the Nirvana. The RAM itself is so important. Okay, yes, Mr. Liang, any question you can ask first? Okay, before I go further.
Therefore, regarding this transmigratory through the various states of existence, but Abhidhamma doesn't support this theory, right?
Abhidhamma, you mean doesn't support the Tathāgatagarbha, right?
This sentence which is
no, it support because why? Let's take a look. The meaning of okay. Mr. Leong, why do you say so? You explain first. Why do you say so? Can you explain first?
Accordingly, there shouldn't be any transmigratory space or time in the sense in the Abhidhamma. Everything is instantaneous.
I see. The existence of the various transmigratory. No. Okay, the definition for me, Mr. Leong, transmigratory states and realization. Yes. Okay, I get what you mean now. Because once we talk about transmigratory state, we need to say it seems got somebody realize the Nibbana, and they got somebody go through the reincarnation. Yes, Abhidhamma are more on Madhyamaka. So yes, you are right. They don't have. Just the Alaya school, the Tathāgatagarbha, that there is a transmigratory state because something to carry on the reincarnation and the realization of the Nibbana. Yeah, you are right. Okay, yes, let's go.
Thank you, Sifu.
Okay, then take a look. You see, Tathāgatagarbha is pure from a beginningless time. Okay, it has been permeated for the false and defiled residue habit of the meaningless elaboration. Yes, okay, please highlight and just write down. English ignorance. Ignorance better than meaningless elaboration. So you see, meaning to say that you will only discover the meaningless elaboration in Madhyamaka, and now here Tathāgatagarbha. So always remember, basically, if the people say, oh, I'm an expert in Madhyamaka, meaning to say that if you talk about meaningless elaboration, he should know. Okay, get it lah. But if you go to talk to the Nikaya, or the person who talk about Nikaya, don't talk about that. They will thought, oh, it's a wrong speech. Okay. So this is the terminology. So Elena, do you feel the professionalism or not? Professionalism and specification due to the terminology learning. Do you feel that or not? You don't feel yeah. What a failure. Okay. You see, our last guy, I mentioned this already. Okay, Asanga and Vasubandhu teaching of the mere consciousness. remember, the founder of the mere consciousness is Asanga. Okay, Asanga. So who is the Vasupandu? Vasupandu is the brother of the Asanga. Vasupandu is the one, the author of the Abhidhamma Gosa Bhashyam. So this Abhidhamma will rebut the Savastivada, the Tapiposarun, the Maha Savastivada, the Tapiposarun, Mahavadasika. So this is the Vasupandu. The Vasupandu is the author for the Abhidhamma Gosha Bhashyam. Can you write down? And this Abhidhamma Gosha Bhashyam, Vasupandu. Just to remind you again, why you have to know this? Because this is, you learn something other than the Theravada. Theravada, they don't know all this. Okay, Vasupandu. Yeah, Vasupandu, you see. He is from the Gandhara. Gandhara is somewhere in Pakistan, and yet he became a monk. He was a monk in Savastivada before. Okay, yes. Yeah, Asanka, you see, he is the founder of the Yogachara school. Okay, so you all know this Vasupandu. No, half brother Asanga. Asanga is the founder, not him. Then let's see. Okay, Vasupandu, he is famous for this. Abhidhamma Gosha Bhashyam. I want you to write down this. He's famous for this. Abhidhamma. Where is it now? Verses on the treasury of the Abhidhamma. Okay, he is the one. Okay, yes. This is the one. Verses on the treasury of the Abhidhamma. So I don't like it. Let me give you the better terminology. Abhidhamma Gosha Bhashyam. I want this. Yeah, Abhidhamma Gosha Bhashyam. Yeah, this is the one by Vasupandu. Please write down. So Vasupandu is famous for writing this Abhidhamma Gosha Bhashyam. Okay. Theravada, basically, they don't know this without studying the history, because it happened in the northern South India. All this happened in the northern South India, meaning to say somewhere in Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Kashmir. Okay. So this is the dreamland of Elena. One day you hope to travel, right? Okay. But I heard that Pakistan is not as chaotic as we imagine. Now they are very welcome us to visit them in Pakistan, because all these Vasupandu, Asanga, they are all origin from Pakistan, you know. So maybe you can have some historical site visit. All is dated before Christ. A very old time. So what is this famous for? Abhidhamma Gosha Bhashyam is, this one is try to, just to rebut this Savastivada Abhidhamma. I don't like this also. Tapi Posana, I like this. Tapi. Yeah, Abhidhamma Maha Vipassana Sastra. Yes. Plus, Abhidhamma Gosha Bhashyam is to rebut this Abhidhamma Maha Vipassana Sastra. So this is the signature from the Savastivada. Meaning to say, Vasupandu who comes, he dared to challenge Savastivada, which is the big giant organization, you see. But actually nowadays, even though you are in America, you want to sue a woman, want to sue the big boss for sexual harassment, it's not that easy, even though in America. So you can imagine the guy he himself, he is daring to challenge the big, thousands people monk within the organization. He dared to challenge them, by writing the Abhidhamma Gosha Bhashyam to rebut this Abhidhamma Maha Vipassana Sastra. See. So Elena, for you, are you daring to challenge the big organization now, just for the truth, just for the right thing to do? Elena, 你有呢個答案嚇 for you 嚇。
睇你自己夠唔夠實力咯，你唔夠實力 challenge 咩？攞石鼓嚟撞豆腐咩？死梗啊！撞
So
嚟
we
做
need
咩
to say, we need to say you're not blind thing for you will
？No,
simply
do things
analyze.
smart. You don't simply go and knock your head against the wall.
That's true. That's what Ajahn Brahm do, you know. Hey, you know, Ajahn Brahm have been kicked out by the Ajahn Chah tradition. Why? Because Ajahn Brahm, he go to shift the bhikkhuni. But of course, before Ajahn Brahm do all this stuff, he is well established already. He famous for storytelling, crack joke by talking the Nikaya and the meditation. He got a lot of disciples already. If without this fundamental, I think he might be killed by kicking out from Ajahn Chah tradition. Oh, Mr. Leong, so meaning to say Ajahn Brahm analyze the situation before daring to challenge the big body. Yeah, yes. Mr. Leong, want to say something? Yes.
No. It's okay.
You agree? You agree, lah? Yeah. So everywhere got people, smart people, there to challenge the big organization. So that's what the Vasupandu do. Challenge. We feel that that's not right. Okay. Okay, let's take a look. But basically, all this happened. What happened here? All is quite same. Besides the Vasupandu challenge, this one Sarvastivada, Nagarjuna do the same thing. Nagarjuna, because this group of people, Sarvastivada, later on, according to the history, they all just stay in the academic study. They just do academic study. Just confine themselves in the school only. So they ignore what's happening around in the world. So that's why Nagarjuna come out just to bombard them. Say, you just all do the academic study, just play all the literature without bother what's happening outside. You see, this is very common. Nagarjuna come out, so he pinpoint just to bombard, just try to change the mistake. What the Sarvastivada do. So after a certain time, Nagarjuna, because he want to correct them, so their theory is not that systematic. It's very general. So later on, people feel it's not good enough. Then Asanga come again with the Yogacara Bhumi, so which is more complete compared with him. So you see, meaning to say, according to the history, basically the young generation, the coming generation will change the mistake. What the older generation do is happening is very common. Okay. So we know that. Next, let's take a look to see transmigrate through various state of existence. Okay, you all know that. Okay, Mr. Leong, since your Wi-Fi looks good, would you like to try to do a little bit reading? Moreover,
yes, I will. Moreover, because the true form of alaya consciousness, Tathāgatagarbha, has an inseparable and undifferentiated pure nature. This form is not embraced by alaya consciousness, but by the Dharma realm. The Yogacara teaching of the faultless seeds is similar, although this teaching is in accord with the scriptures, saying that the faultless seeds is the same as condition arising and extinction does not contradict them. Thus, one can be disgusted with birth and death and be delighted by nirvana. One is able to make the resolution to practice, to destroy afflictions, and to realize nirvana. If one can completely depart from all faultless, faultlessness and defilement and accomplish all pure virtues, then Tathāgatagarbha will be freed from its bonds. At this point, it is called the Dharma body and is no longer called alaya consciousness. The two systems of false imagination, mere consciousness, and true eternal mere mind expounded different teachings to suit different fundamental natures. But historically, they occur close together. Both take the Dharma of real existence as the basis for the establishment of all things, and the mind's consciousness at the center, and they seem to have influenced each other considerably.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, again, maybe I would like to remind you all, once we talk about the Dharma real existence, this is something, do you remember when you do the chanting, 真如, 一真法界, 真我? Do you feel familiar during the chanting, Sally and Elena? Do you have the impression that, right? So all this actually mention the same thing. Once we talk about 一真法界, 然后呢，它有一个真我，有一个真如，如来, all these things actually mean the same thing only. It's exactly what this talk about. So you see, according to the history, you see, you say, according to history, this one we call it as the Dharma of the real self. They are integrated together. I mean, with the alaya, with the alaya tradition, they're mixed up together. So I think it is easier also. Both of the system, they mixed up together. But of course, you remember, if according to alaya school, they have their own way to explain. They say, from the very beginning, they got so many seeds. All the seed, the seed come in, we will implant inside. We call it as the alaya consciousness, and also the seed also can come out to start to create the karma. So whatever you do, there must be the seed inside. Seed is something like a karma, okay? So it can plant in, it can plant out. So since the process of plant in and plant out never stop one, okay? So the alaya, which the alaya consciousness, actually it seems like exists, but it doesn't have a real form one. Just once all the defilement clear up already, then this alaya consciousness, it will turn out become a wisdom, and it's as we call as a buddhahood. See or not? So what we try to do, so to make sure the alaya consciousness won't keep on, just plant in the seed and create and start to create the karma, transmigratory state to form the different state for the reincarnation. So this is the theory. They are using the seed one. But for the Tathāgatagarbha, it's different. They say it's due to, all the dirty things, defilement come. So they are the differences. Just explanation is different only. Why the explanation is different is due to this, you see, to suit the different fundamental nature. But historically, they all come close together. See or not? Get it? Okay, the true form of the alaya consciousness has an inseparate and differentiate pure nature. So this form is not embraced by alaya consciousness. So alaya consciousness using the sit concept to explain this thing. Okay, class, shall I know? If you compare alaya consciousness with all the sit plant in, and then all the sit come out, and this one there is some defilement. I mean, like the cloud in the sky. So which one you prefer, alaya or so the Tathāgatagarbha? Which one you prefer, the explanation? Alaya with the sit or this Tathāgatagarbha?
To me, Sifu, both are the same.
Both are the same. So you prefer the number 3 lah. 3 is a mixed one. So 3 mixed
Both are the same.
Yeah, so Elena prefer number 1. How about Mr. Leong, Mrs. Leong, you prefer 1, 2, or 3? 1 prefer alaya consciousness. Okay, why it is good? Because during Dharma talk 8, once you met Mrs. Leong, met your brother, talk about the alaya to him. You say, oh, there's alaya. You know, because they must be begin from something. Madhyamaka is quite hard to talk. Remember, right? Madhyamaka, or empty the thing, or the conventional truth empty, go to the ultimate truth. That one quite hard already. I think either alaya or Tathāgatagarbha treasure. The one is easy. And remember, use analogy. Mrs. Leong, the sky is our Tathāgatagarbha, the cloud is our defilement, is the ignorance. You just clear all the cloud, then you go back, gain back, restore back your Tathāgatagarbha. Right? No? Sounds good, lah. Okay. Okay, so because of different nature, like how he mentioned already, we got 2 systems. So later on, they mix together, you see, they influence to each other. So this is C, the choice of Sally. So Sally, he create the choice in herself, and he choose the choice he create by herself. So Sally, during the schooling, we got choice, multiple choice. Do you create yourself the E, then you pick? I choose E. I create myself, and then I choose to.
Cannot, you fail all your exams.
No, for me, I will appreciate you as a good student. If you're able to pinpoint, if you are reasonable, that means you're a smart student, or you are able to see.
Sally, then you challenge the teacher.
Just like Vasubandu, I challenge the whole Samasthiwada.
When I'm schooling, I cannot challenge the teacher.
Okay, so number 8, 185, the verse. Yeah, Sally, your turn to read, please. Yeah, Sally, please.
185. The Buddha taught that the empty nature of things is Tathāgatagarbha. True suchness is undifferentiated and should not be mixed with non-Buddhist views. In order to reach non-Buddhist and some Hinayana practitioners attached to the self, the Tathāgata spoke of Tathāgatagarbha as eternal and immutable, as well as transmigrating through the cycles of birth and death. He also said that the Tathāgata's wisdom, virtues, and splendid marks and signs are realized in the bodies of sentient beings. But what is this Tathāgatagarbha? Does it actually exist with its boundless marks and signs? In miniature, inside the bodies of sentient beings, is it really the same as non-Buddhist notion of self, the essence of which is the eternal and pure Brahman? The Tathāgata, being compassionate and skillful, specifically and clearly defined these terms as the Lankavittara Sutra. The empty nature of all things is called Tathāgatagarbha. In this sutra, he says, the Tathāgatagarbha that I teach differs from self, taught by non-Buddhists. Great wisdom Bodhisattva. Sometimes terms such as emptiness, formlessness, wishlessness, suchness, reality and the nature of things, the Dhamma body, nirvana, being without an inherent nature, neither production nor extinction, fundamental stillness, and the inherent nature of nirvana, and so forth, are used to describe Tathāgatagarbha. In order to put an end to ignorant people's fear of non-existence of self, the Tathāgata, worthy of worship and perfectly enlightened, expounds the doctrine of Tathāgatagarbha, which is separate from the state of erroneous imagination of nothingness. For example, with the help of labor, water, wood, a wheel, and a rope, a potter can make various vessels out of clay. The Tathāgata also like this. With regard to the Dhamma, which is without inherent nature and which is separate from all features of false, erroneous imagination, I spoke of either Tathāgatagarbha or the non-existence of self with various wise and skillful means.
Okay, thank you so much. A big paragraph, you see, a big chunk like that, you see. Oh, 講都講死啦。Okay, class, let's take a look. Now we talk about, this is actually still the same thing now. Okay, class, I don't know whether you realize or not. once we talk about there is a Tathāgatagarbha, people will think it is the self in non-Buddhist school. Because in non-Buddhist school, like Brahma, they always talk about something like a self. So this is erroneous view, you know, in Buddhism. So here, this paragraph will try to explain. Once we talk about the Tathāgatagarbha, it doesn't really signify that there is a true self there. There is a different meaning, different terminology. Okay, I mean, for the Nibbana, you see, this is the replacement. The terminology is the replacement for all this, you see. For example, you see, now you see, the terms are emptiness, formlessness, a wishlessness, suchness, a reality, the nature of self, the Dharma body, the Nibbana. So this is actually all the terminology meaning the same thing for a Nibbana. Or maybe sometimes we say a being without inherent nature, all these things. So we are used, all these words is to describe the Tathāgatagarbha. Why we have to use the Tathāgatagarbha, but we don't use the formlessness, the emptiness, because for certain type people, if you say, oh, there is non-self, they can hardly believe. Because if you talk about non-self, you can't explain, you can't really explain who will go through the reincarnation and who will enlighten, right? Not if you say non-self, who will undergo this? So the best way is we use Tathāgatagarbha. So Tathāgatagarbha, this is the one who enlightened, and this is the one who keep on the reincarnation. See, it seems the best way. So always remember, don't think that Tathāgatagarbha is a self. That will be wrong already. If you say Tathāgatagarbha is a self. Then let's take a look. You see how. Then which is without inherent nature, which is separate from all features of the false erroneous imagination. Yeah, that is the meaning for this paragraph. Okay. You see, a meaning to say that once we talk about, we are using the Madhyamaka way, it seems this is a very good way to explain all the karma. But finally, the outcome is non-self. So non-self people cannot, it's not acceptable. So people have to use the Tathāgatagarbha and the alaya or alaya consciousness in order to make people feel that, oh, they won't feel scary with the non-self. So once they won't feel scary, but we worry that they will take it as a self. See, so we have to explain it, keep on explain so that people have a right view of regards this. So next paragraph, Elena, Tathāgatagarbha, please.
Tathāgatagarbha then is the profound empty nature of things, which points directly to the present body and mind of sentient beings. The fundamental nature is empty and still. The reason fundamental nature was given a new guide and called Tathāgatagarbha, as if it were the Atman, was simply to teach non-Buddhists who were frightened of the phrase, the non-existence of the self, and who, upon hearing that the self and things are empty and that the self does not exist, would refuse to accept this teaching and even slander it. Herein lies the Tathāgata's skillfulness. This teaching sounds like that of the Atman, so people believe and accepted it. Later, although gradually deepening their understanding, they realized that their previous understanding was mistaken. What they had originally heard was the very thing that they were frightened of, emptiness and the non-existence of self. According to the Ratnagotra Vibhaha, the emptiness of things, true suchness, is undifferentiated. The Dhamma body is undifferentiated with respect to everything. True suchness is undifferentiated. They both have real Buddha nature. Thus, it is said that sentient beings always have Tathāgatagarbha. With respect to the undifferentiated nature of things, where there are sentient beings, true suchness is called the realm of sentient beings, and where there are Buddhas, it is called the realm of Tathāgatas. The undifferentiated nature of things is eternally pure, calm, and immutable. The Buddha took this undifferentiated nature of things to be his nature and body. So it is called Buddha nature and the Dhamma body. The Ratnagotra Vibhaga also says that Buddha nature was expounded in order to keep sentient beings far from 5 kinds of thought, the 5th of which is the conception that the body has an Atman. Believers and practitioners of the teaching of Tathāgatagarbha should pay particular attention to this point. They should not think that they have penetrated the ultimate truth when they are actually mixed up with non-Buddhist views.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, class, take a look. So from here, we understand that once there's a Buddha nature and the Dhamma body, actually it means that an undifferentiated nature of things is eternally pure, calm, and immutable. Okay, undifferentiated nature. In Mandarin, we call it 无分别啦. It is something common in English. We talk about undifferentiated thing. It is an English undifferentiated thing. So in Mandarin, we call it 无分别啦. So they translate undifferentiated. Okay, 无分别. That's the meaning here. Okay. Then let's take a look. You see, like you see, the Dhamma body is undifferentiated with respect to everything. So the undifferentiated, okay, class, okay, you can just write down. I think it helps you a little bit. Okay, this is quite important in Mahayana text. 无分别, let me show you the abbreviated Chinese to reduce the burden of writing. 无分别。Yeah, undifferentiated. Please write it down. So during you do the chanting, I think you always will come across these words. Okay, the Wu originally the Wu is like that. Let me show you. So this is the traditional text. This is the abbreviated text. So Mr. Leong, which one you prefer? The traditional text or the abbreviated text? On the mic, Mr. Leong.
Old text will be more meaningful, more precise.
Really, you want to write more words?
Yes.
But Sifu, I thought the one the
thing of the classical Chinese Mandarin.
Yeah. What? Sally, what?
I thought this the classical one is the one which appears more in the sutras.
Yes.
Maybe chant we use the second one better.
Yes.
More,
yes. Yeah. But in China now, China mainland they more emphasize using the abbreviated. Why? Because China aiming to eradicate the their illiterated rate. Because many people in China, they want hope that everybody can will be literated. So the best way they begin from the language. Because if you learn the Wu, so many for the most of the China people, they cannot. I mean, if you want to upgrade the standard collectively, you have to use the abbreviated. But of course, you have to sacrifice the meaning behind the classical words. Yeah, actually, they got meaning one. So this is Wu Fen Bie. Why I want to introduce. Why I would like to introduce the abbreviated, because I don't want to torture you all. You prefer the classical. You prefer for being tortured, huh?
Sifu, I actually wrote the Hanyi Pinyin only, okay?
Hanyi Pinyin, even the worst. I think your parents are 100% regret sending you to English school. Next time I send you back to the Chinese school. Hanyi Pinyin, that's the worst already. All the meaning gone already, even worse than abbreviated words. It's still good, you have a gun. Even though this is very difficult, I say, wow, very difficult. Okay.
Sifu, you see now the current students they have already lost the value of the original Mandarin writing. Now they don't know the old writing.
No choice for China, because they got billions people. In order to upgrade the billion people standard, they have to choose the abbreviated. But for Taiwan, they insist. My generation is the best. I got both. I can use both. Sometimes our Chinese newspaper, in the headlines, they will use the classical words. But for the condensed, they will use the abbreviated. For me, I will mix both. Sometimes the meaning will gone if you without using the classical. Classical can carry the.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's why actually Chinese is the most difficult language compared with English. Sometimes in certain extent we don't see the grammar. We don't know when it's the past tense, present and future tense. And from the word itself, we can guess the meaning. But for Mandarin, you can guess why it comes like that. Okay. So I will tell you some words. So as an additional class for the Chinese for you all, we'll put some word very important in chanting, especially Sally Elena do the chanting. I will introduce you. Okay, let's take a look. So that is the Wu Fen Bie, you all know. Then the Buddha nature, yes, you should write it. Buddha nature mean the 佛性 please write down 佛性 you always discover this Buddha nature 佛性 then there's one more is a Dharma body is a Dharma body is a 法身 please write down okay sorry okay Dharma body is 法身 okay then Buddha nature is the 佛性 okay please write down the chanting you always recant one okay so so from here you understand that during the chanting most of the author prefer use this tradition they seldom use the emptiness to do the become the text to compose the chanting. See. Years ago, there's one scientist who experiment with a group of the children. The children, they are aged below 12 years old, and they train the samadhi. So this group of the children, if you write the words of the four, then you fold up, you read it up, then you read it up. The Buddha, the children, they are all able to recognize the words by using the third eye, because the words it might not appear, they will see the light, the shining light, the golden light appeared. So it means that all our words they are direct us, they're like a handphone, they direct us to something one. Okay, so if Elena you write Han Yu Ping Yin, you got nothing already. You have to write the original words, so it will direct you to the energy. Class, this is true, you know. So the four, these words if you really concentrate, you're able to link you to the Buddha and Guan Yin, all this. But you write in English, but likewise, if you write Alleluia, Hebrew, all this, they also will make you direct you to that energy. So Elena, please don't be lazy or just write the four. Don't you have you pinging all the energy gone already. You don't get any energy some more. Fasten, this one also quite high level words. This one also. Okay. Okay, so this is the words. So let me show you some of the very important in Mandarin. Nothing already. Lights up. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, Mr. Leung, you ask question first. Okay, yes.
C4. What are the 5 kinds of thoughts written here?
Oh, okay. So let me explain to you first. Let me check for it. Far from the 5th of which is the conception of the body. Okay, class, can you check for me the reference number 108? Can you check for me?
Ratna Gotra Vibhaga.
Okay. Actually, here got the rating, you see. Yeah, very funny, this 5 kind of the force is a little bit different already, we have to check by the original text. Let me check it for you. 5 types of force. F-A-U-L-T-H, fault. Okay. Oh. Vibhaka. Okay, so meaning just have to go through is the Buddhist door. From Buddhist door, I'm able to tell you. Can't get it.
By 2.
By 2 cannot. No, we are not using by 2. Not right already. Huh? So this one I can't get it already. Let's check again.
Access to insight.
Here we want this. Okay. Yeah. We baka. Okay. Huh? It should be A lah. This one. Huh?
BHAGA.
A, right?
Yes. Yes. Correct.
Ratna Gotra Vibhaga. Then from here we know already the 5 fault lah. Google cannot differentiate all this. You see or not? A above they got something. B below the D they got dot. All is a different alphabet in Pali and Sanskrit lah.
Yeah. BHA with a dash on top.
It signifies something.
It's their Pali language.
Yeah, part of their. So slow today. Let's check. 5 fault. I got the radio. Oh, okay. So this is more complete. There should be Mahayana, Notara, Tantra, Sastra. Ratna Gotra. Oh, I see. Oh, 究竟一称宝心论. Oh, I see. Got it already.
I don't see. See, only can see.
Huh? Too difficult, right? You mean, right? This one. 究竟一称宝心论. This is too difficult lah. Never mind. No need to write. No need. The thing that I want to check for you, 5种过失 because you're asking what is the 5 fault 啦 5种过 So from here I think I'm able to get the answer for you. 究竟称宝心论远离5种过 then we got already. Okay, so let me try to find it for you 5种过慧灯之光
Translate the page.
Let me see first whether the 5 fault is too many or not. Okay, 5种过 No, this is the original text. Let me look for you. 5 fault. 远离5种过失不说佛性Okay, I got here already. Let's see. Okay, are you sure you're so serious for all the detail? Okay. Yeah, this is the 5 mistake. Let me copy that for you. Okay, okay, maybe I roughly read it for you. That will be fine already. So you just remember that the 5 type of the fourth, the number 5th one is the conception that the body has an Atman. So you just remember number 5th one that will be is related to you. The rest is not that related to you. Let me do a little bit translation to you. 5 fourth. Number 1 is to the fourth. The fault of number 1, frightening of rising of the body mind is the fault number 1. Second, okay, second, arrogance to save the being. Then the third one, 真不实相的执着虚妄心. Okay, attachment for the enlightenment. Okay, attachment for the enlightenment. All right. Okay, 毁谤无自性功德法的果是自他平等的贪嗔痴我执我。Okay, then there go one more. Okay, the definition for the merit of non-self nature. Okay, so this is the other one. So if you can ignore it, if not that necessary, you can just ignore it. Just remember the last one. Yes, the conceptual that the body has an Atman. So that is the mistake. So this is one of the things. Sorry, I want to do a little bit clarification first.
Sorry, Asifo.
Yes.
From Encyclopedia of Buddhism, the 5 faults are laziness, forgetting instruction, dullness, non-application, and over-application.
Okay, this is from what reference? It is from this 究竟一真导师.
And Encyclopedia of Buddhism.
You check for what?
Encyclopedia of
I
Buddhism,
know.
5 faults. 5 faults.
Cannot. You have to check a 5 fault according to this 究竟一真导师. That will be right. Many got 5 fault one. Oh, you cannot just simply type the 5 fault. Cannot. You must according to this. Okay,
Does yes.
What Mr. Leong, what do you want to say?
No, I said what's Sadie found out is actually the 5 hindrances.
Oh, that's wrong already. That's wrong already.
Yes.
So the 5 fault must according to this sutra. This one, the Ratna Gotro or this sutra must be based on this. Okay, wait let me check, confirm again, double confirm for you this 5 fault. Have you copied down the 5 fault already or not? Have you? Do you copy down, Mr. Leong?
No, has not.
You spoke so fast. I
I
can't detail.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Let me I want to clarify something for you first.
What you can do is actually, Sifu, you can WhatsApp us after you have found it. WhatsApp to us.
Okay. So you prefer the particular lah, huh? Okay, I can check for the text for you lah. Because
yes, that's right.
wait lah. Let me see.
Yes,
first,
yes.
Okay, wait lah. Okay, 世界部来张飞3乱世。Okay, 好， yeah. Yes, 一些烦恼差不变，过世。Okay, never mind. So I think I have to do a little bit work lah, then I can just search it out for you lah. Okay, no problem.
Thank you, Sifu.
You're welcome. Okay, so let's see how the integration is number 1x6. So never mind lah. I think we stop here lah. Okay, we stop here. Okay. Can I ask one more question? Would you like to have a